It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo.
Really sorry about that, okay? I don't know. I think I've got so much on my mind tonight and I'm not paying attention to everything. Really sorry. So how is the sound now? Is it better? Okay. I think the sound is back. Oh, brilliant. So thank you very much for joining me. So sorry for those who are going to watch this broadcast again. It will be a bit confusing and all that. I'm really sorry about that, okay? The volume is perfect. The video is perfect. The picture. So share the broadcast. Tell them Maiyegun is live. Femi Adesina just misfired again. But there is more. Thank you very much. So, good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And top of this moment, to you and your household from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And happy Friday. Something I was saying there when I know it was pretty much heavier yesterday. But there's a lot to catch up on today. The first question you're probably going to ask yourself for probably watching Maiyegun for the first time, or maybe that's the same question you keep asking yourself every time you join Maiyegun. What is this going to be all about? In fact, what is this all about? Well, I used to pride myself as the conscience, your conscience, something that talks to you, but there is other voice or voices telling you to ignore the right things that your conscience probably tells you. I am that person that would likely help you to dot the dot the lines and join the T's and all of that, right? To arrive at something your mind has been telling you, but you've been fighting off. For example, why is Nigeria not working? Why are many Nigerians are no longer interested in Nigeria? How come that those who are leading Nigeria are not seeing this? Why is it that every effort to get things working is not? And what can be done? And all of that. Why did some people arrive at, don't try? This is your time. This is your prime. There were some people who were younger like you and me 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Well, I was younger than this 20 years ago. I was a teenager 20 years ago. So I am currently getting towards that time that I will no longer be agile, be strong enough to probably push for a change in order to at least feature in the future. Be part of the future you are going to feature in. So why are you watching Maiyegun? Is all Maiyegun stand for is just break Nigeria and all of that? That would be so harsh. What are the indices that actually led to many people to come to that conclusion? And why is it that Maiyegun is not even alone? I have friends who have come to this conclusion too. How and why? One, it has been established that Nigeria is never meant to be a country. The arrangement from the beginning was from the British colonists who were in Africa for their own economic reasons only. And when they got to this part of West Africa, they saw and they described those who are today occupying the core northern Nigeria as black Arabs because they have everything in relation, and they were referring to the to the Northerners. So when they brought their style of government, they call those of us who are in the southern part of Nigeria today, they call those the coastal Negroes, because we are closer to the sea, which means we are meant to be prosperous then, now, and even in the future. We were not meant to be two countries. But it will be too expensive for the British to be running a country up north and another country down south, when it is pretty much, and they are so close. Why not bring them together administratively in a way that it will aid and make their own exploitation easier? None of this has any of us interest in it. Add it, none. Now that we have established that, means that 2 or even 200 countries that were supposed to be on their own, when people say Pan-Africanism, oh, Nigeria, the biggest black nation on earth, forgetting the fact that even Europe, here, those who came down to do decolonization, they are regarded as a race with different nationalities. Yes, they are Europeans, but they will tell you, well, we are Europeans, but we are Eastern Europeans, we are Western Europeans, we are this European, we are German, we are this and that. And that doesn't reduce the fact that they are from the continent named Europe, and we all come from the continent named Africa. Nigeria is a country that's forced countries together, people with different ideology, culture, tradition, including religion, way of life, totally. Now we have found ourselves here. And since then, we have been living in suspicion, suspecting ourselves. Those who have tried, who lied, that they were doing something to find a common purpose among those nationalities that make up of Nigeria. Nigeria is a country where you have a state, one single state. The smallest state in Nigeria has nothing less than 2 million people. Yet, you will come, I mean, it's a state in Nigeria, but you will come here to Europe, and Malta, a small country that is giving education scholarship to us in Nigeria, is a country of less than 1 million people. Then somebody who come from here, who knows how these things work, will likely tell you that you are better off than being a country of your own. And here is the wrong arrangement. The North was considered very poor. In 1900, the idea of bringing the North and the South together was mooted. But it was never implemented. The first 14 years in the new century, 1900, administratively, Southern Nigeria, which they named Southern Protectorate, Southern Nigeria was running on surplus. For 14 years, the British government, the British, colonists, they have borrowed Northern Nigeria under their own style of leadership. They have borrowed them over 15 million pounds. I don't know what that would be today. So administratively, they were running at a loss, colonizing Northern Nigeria. They're moving whatever they are managing to exploit from Northern Nigeria through agriculture down south, even doubled their expenses. So what did they do? They decided not to have two countries. They merged them together. So instead of Britain to be the ones funding the deficit of Northern Nigeria, right? they just plug the South into it. Now, for everyone who has been trying to find a purpose for years, why have they not been able to find it? It is not far-fetched. Wrong people were forced together to make a bigger entity for a commercial purpose, and there was no administrative plan that says they can part ways if they feel like. So when they went into independence, Nigeria has already discovered oil. Oil was the black gold. The oil was discovered in the South. Therefore, not only that the South will fund the North, it will also help the British government to continue the exploitation through another means. We call them the imperialists. That's the different name they gave to them, from colonialists to imperialists. But you see, those who are trying to find those purpose, who are the unity beggars. We need to be united. We need to love one another. We should all forget about this, our differences. We should all come together and build a country. That was what your forefathers were told. They said the same thing to your fathers, your mothers, when they were younger, like you and me. Some of your mothers and your fathers today, they are older, in their 70s. Ask them if they didn't tell them the same thing 30 years ago, 40 years ago, that all they needed was a united unity without justice. Why did everybody become so apart? People have always been apart, but somehow they have managed, right, to bury those prejudices in order to pretend to the rest of the world that our problem is just corruption. Are you with me? Oh, our problem is corruption. But yet, those who are the corrupt and those who are stealing the money, past and present, they are never, ever enemies when it comes to what they share or how they share the whole thing. The only time they pretend to fight is when they want to see who is going to do the sharing and who is getting the most. Yoruba, Hausa, North, South, wherever everybody comes from, you will find every one of them in charge of that what they claim as corruption. But the reason why there has never been any real policy that can really bring equity, fairness, justice, because with justice, oh dear, you have everything. Justice means you will be fair. It doesn't matter where you come from. You will make everything competitive in a country like Nigeria that you need the best. Because you see, everyone has a role, and everyone is important in nation building if they make you important. But what did you have in Nigeria for years? Tribal, ethnic, religious supremacy. We are bigger than you. We are better than you. As you have them at the national level, you have them at the local level. Why? Because people were forced together to accept foreign ideas that says once you just profess that, if you profess that you love Nigeria and you are patriotic, that's all you need. When your rights are being trampled upon, when you are considered as a second citizen in the same country, and they are not just acting that, through their policies, because that's what affects you. A politician can come out and say any rubbish. But do you know what really affects you? Is when a politician puts his own prejudice into policies in the name of government. And as government, everyone is affected. Whether you support the government, whether you don't support the government. Injustice has become the bedrock of Nigeria. But people kept trying to say, let's forget it. Let us move on. The word move on, made so many people from so many parts of Nigeria to have what is called bottled anger. Bottled anger means they know they are living under the worst restricted the condition of humanity in any country in the free world. They know, everybody knows what a politician can do to you, what this government can do to you. If you say anything that contradicts what they want you to say, everybody knows. Only few are ready to damn the consequences. But guess what? From history, yes, the most recent one that should come to mind is Yugoslavia. And I think that's where Pinochet also came from. Yugoslavia. When their time came, when the impunity of ethnic supremacy, we will control you because we control the government, because we control the military, we control the judiciary, we'll get away with anything. Injustice. Now that they have done it so much and pushed so many people to the precipice of, let us just break up. What are these injustices, just for the mention, okay? When this country, when you call a country a republic, right, it means that people from every part of that country agreed under an arrangement that they consented to. We, the people, they agreed to be part of a country that will guarantee their protection, their security, safety of lives and property, and their prosperity, progress in every way that country will do it. And in the process, they also surrendered their sovereignty to that government, which means they don't need to carry arms in defending themselves. They won't have to because they've submitted their sovereignty so that government can protect them. Now, that is a bargain, an agreement that morally, even if it is not written, anyone parading himself as a member of a government should be ashamed of himself that you are part of a government that cannot protect the lives and properties, including the lives of the children. Then, in that regard, that means you have lost legitimacy from the people that gave you that sovereignty, and the only way you are keeping that legitimacy illegitimately is through the use of force and then abrogation of the law. And that's exactly what we have now. And when you do that, it won't let the problem go away. It will escalate it to where we are today. And when people ask you, how did we get here? Why are the Biafrans adamant after being killed needlessly, arrested and imprisoned illegally, yet they continue to multiply? You know why? The injustice and injustices that they have been met with for decades, they are still there. In fact, they are worse now. You know the story. How do you tell people who have been under tribal profiling that you and I, that are not Igbos, can attest to? How do you think same people for 50 years after the genocide are still being tribally, racially profiled in Nigeria? They are not even considered as second citizens, except those who are ready to be part of the persecution of their own brothers and sisters are called to the table. Those are those who call themselves the political representatives. So ask yourself, can us just telling them to forget the past, why the injustice remain, make them stop asking to leave? Or, in fact, threatening them that we're going to kill more if they don't stop asking? How do you think that is going to make them stop? It hasn't, by the way. Just today, the announcement came that my very good brother, Simon Ekpa, is going to fill in the gap for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu during this whole process of his abduction. The UK Parliament will be talking about that in the next couple of days. We have also heard that over 50 lawyers who are indeed well grounded in the areas of international law, as well as, the law on terrorism, and in fact on the law on extradition, arrest, prosecution, and extradition. All of this, they have over 50 volunteer lawyers who are going to give pro bono services, not just in Nigeria. I'm talking about internationally. These are good things to tell the Biafrans that, like I said, the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, part of the injustice that will continue to make Biafrans ask for Biafra, no matter how much they were persecuted, no matter how much you beg them for unity. As long as the injustice continues, trust me, they will continue to push for Biafra until they get it. Don't think by arresting Nnamdi Kanu will change anything. People know that if you kill one of them, trust me, thousands will rise in the place of that person you killed. If you arrest any of them and incarcerate them, hundreds of thousands will rise in their defense again and in their ranks. Now, trust me, you are not going to wipe them off like a dot in the circle. Okay? So they have done a lot to try to tell us that even if those before us don't know how to make peace, that we should make peace. But what did we do? We decided to go back to the bedrock, the foundation of the problem. Many people shy away from it. Those are the unity beggars. They don't resolve anything. Now, there are those who are also politically correct people. When they dig, they feel like, don't let us remember the past. There is no way you can fix a problem if you don't understand the genesis of that problem. Your solution can be many, but none of them will work if you don't acknowledge the genesis of the problem and then make a restitution for it. And those who committed those sin and crime should never, ever be compensated or rewarded. They should be punished, even if they are dead. Now, that is the beginning of the healing. There are many, many others that can make them feel like, okay, let's have a chat. How are we going to part ways? And parting ways is not enmity. For 60 years, those who said Nigeria was their fathers or their forefathers' conquered territory, they kept telling these stories to their children. They kept misleading millions of their children that they are raising, despite many, many of them getting some sort of a great education, because they are to some extent really, really not uneducated as you are made to know. But you see their leaders, in their policies, they developed something to present the northern Nigeria and to groom the children of the north as inferior to the south in all things, except the history of the conqueror, the terrorist called Uthman Dan Fodio. You know the story of Uthman Dan Fodio. Uthman Dan Fodio was a terrorist. He is the first terrorist to kill all of the, all the local people, the indigenous people of what is today northern Nigeria. He killed them. He was a trader that nobody knew where he was coming from until 1845 or thereabout, until the 19th century, when he waged the war. In fact, roll it back. It was from the beginning of the 18th century, 1800. So he was a trader to the northern Nigeria, to the Kanurizo, the Nupes, and the rest of them that owns the northern Nigeria. Okay, then it was Uthman Dan Fodio who now went, after studying the whole area, he now went back and he moved his own fellow terrorists like Shekau is doing, the Boko Haram. So what did they do? They waged a jihad. You see all those places in yellow, the Hausa land, okay? The place in green, up north, that is Kanuri land. There is nowhere for Fulani anywhere there. Check it out. This is the original map of what is now today Nigeria, okay? So he went back, right? And he brought terrorists. They killed, and many people ran away. Afterward, he started killing all the leaders, the Hausa leaders, the royal fathers. He killed them and replaced them with emirs, sultan, and created a caliphate. When you heard about Sokoto Caliphate today, the Boko Haram Caliphate they are creating is a new caliphate that those ones are bringing. Oh, are you with me? It's not different, oh, but the same in a way. So, when they conquered the north and forced every one of them under their command and appointed emir, don't feel offended though if you are a Fulani man watching me. I'm just trying to tell you the history. I'm not saying you should be a prisoner. You are now part of today's Nigeria, okay? But what we are saying is that Uthman Dan Fodio did not conquer Nigeria, all right? He is a jihadist, a terrorist that staged a jihad on innocent people who were welcoming him as a trader with his people. And he killed their leaders. And he appointed leaders for them. And that is why today, an Hausa man will be fighting you simply because you are mentioning, he sees himself as a Fulani. But somebody told me that that is changing. So I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted you to know that Uthman Dan Fodio did not conquer Nigeria. But however, now when these guys now took charge of Nigeria, okay, they developed something called, you know what I mean? They developed something called quota system in education. Education was the powerful tool that Africa needed. It was Western education. So, but you are not stopped from being raised on your own local education and the rest of that. But they decided and developed a policy that the rest of the country will have to follow, whether we liked it or not. And this policy, people thought it was policy on education only, just to get those disadvantaged, they said disadvantaged region. But guess what? This disadvantaged region now comprises of so many places for political reasons. Now, when these people who get this kind of cutoff mark, look at your screen. Vazabas, thank you for your super chat, okay? Let me quickly check this out. I hope you are following me. Oh, some of you will be like, Maiyegun, please, the story, continue. No. Continue to follow the dot. Oh, I'm giving you the dots, the T's. I mean, the T's. So you will be doing all the crosses now, okay? Now, they developed an education system that allows the poor region, they said, the poorly educated, there was no plan to make the poorly educated region better over the years. So now that design will allow a child who want to go to the unity school from primary school, right? Wants to go to the secondary school, that's the unity school. Now in that unity school, as a child in Anambra, is going to have to, make up to 139 in the overall mark from Anambra. A child in Yobe State only need 2 over 200. Are you with me? Now, a child in Imo State, a male child in Imo State, will need 138 to score 138 to enter a unity school, federal government schools. But a child in Zamfara only need 4 from 200. Are you with me? Now, you would think this is just an effort to get them at least educated. They also have chance to go and study Quran, okay, which is a mix of Western education as well as Quranic education, which will make them continue to learn about the religion and everything, which is nothing disturbs anything, right? Now, you see that education step that they put there, that is also exactly what you will use to gain access into the university. You see, over the years, there have been kids from northern Nigeria who went to the same school that is a kid need just to pass. There have been children who went to the same northern school, and they scored over 150 to gain access to the same unity school. There have been, despite the fact that these criminals, they deliberately put it that way, because the intention is not actually to get the best out of the North. They want them to grow that way, as a way, and the rest of Nigeria to accept it as just what it is. Accept it. The unity school is not funded by the money from the North, though. The unity schools all over Nigeria is funded by the money, with the money from the southern Nigeria. But as a southerner, to send your school to that place, your child, which is good, your child will need to prove himself or herself, but a child in the North doesn't have to. The same way a southern child will score 200, 180, 240 in JAMB, a child in northern Nigeria, children from northern Nigeria, they have proved over time that they have also scored same. But you know what? The political class, the religious class, they want them to believe that mentally they can't compete with others, but they need to be elevated in order for them to benefit from Nigeria. Now, this is what makes it worse: the injustice and the inequality. They control the military. So they control those who have access to gain access into the military, not because they fit into, they tick all the boxes to make a fine soldier, including education, ability to know when to pull trigger, normal education. Because some people don't know that going to military is not for the condemned children. It should be for the children who are smart, brilliant, and they prefer to be combatants. Something to be useful for. And when you go into the military all over the world, you get proper education. And some people tell us that they say that when you get military education in any part of the world, you can be compared as any master order in any field all over the world, especially if you can excel in that same field. But in Nigeria, all you need to be a soldier is, number one, where you come from. Number two, who you know. Number three, can you please promote the divisive, tribal, and be ready to obey order, even if the order is to kill your fellow citizens. You should never question it. Just go ahead and kill them. Like Femi Adesina just told us that those Buhari, those he is killing, are the defiant Nigerians who are stubborn to obey Buhari. Those are the ones Buhari is sending to their God, so that God can then punish them for their sin. Extrajudicial killing. You know why? Because they put it that way. Not just the military, because they control the judiciary. You will see different judges that are, in fact, well, your current Supreme Court Justice of Nigeria, your Supreme Court Chief Justice of Nigeria, Tanko Technicality, Babalawo Ife, the Sharia Magistrate Court Judge, is now the Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice of Nigeria. So things like that allowed them to fill in the quacks. They don't even present their best. That's the unfortunate thing, though. They put in those who are ready to serve the interest of the caliphate. Even the interest of the caliphate is not in the interest of those who are living within the caliphate. Look at what that has brought now. You will see all of them in NNPC. They say NNPC is the only oil company, national oil company in the whole world running at a loss. Every year is running at a loss, borrowing money, because those in charge there are not there to improve the petroleum industry, to better the lives of the people. No, they are just filling in the quota system. Is that not why Buhari became president? How many of you master degree holder, master certificate holder, engineer this, doctor that, who are defending one Nigeria after all those, all of that education? Now may God be your president. Somebody that you can sit with for 10 minutes and not regret the fact that, why did I come to this meeting? Yet, you have all the idea of why Nigeria can work, blah, 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 nonsense. But the quacks are filling the gap, discussing donkeys when people are being killed. 42 people or 46 people killed in Zamfara today. Over 50 people killed yesterday. Over 19 people killed on Sunday. People get killed every day. School children are being kidnapped. Those ones they kidnapped in Kaduna yesterday, a few days ago. The kidnappers are now asking for a bag of rice, ororo, keg of palm wine and the rest of that to cook for them, or else your children go starve before you provide the 250 million naira for their release. Meanwhile, in Aso Rock, the Megad is there picking his teeth. But you are educated. You are against people asking that, let's just break this whole thing up. Because this guy said, restructuring is unacceptable. People who came together and said, let us ban open grazing to stop this influx of this Malu everywhere. You are educated though. The Olori Malu, Muhammadu Buhari, is there telling you that it's either you give land or you give your life. The choice is yours. But you are educated though. And those who are telling you that with your education, you are of no use. Not to yourself, not to that Nigeria, not to humanity. Now, why do you think you should still be holding that position when nobody really should care? In a way, feeling it and compare all of this. Let's break it down again. BSL gems. You see, one thing I've noticed in the last few days on Maiyegun's Diary Politico is that people will tell me, Maiyegun, you see, I love this, your message. The people that should be hearing this message are in Nigeria. They don't have data. They don't have electricity. Or they don't have money to watch you. But I just giggle. But in the last few days, you have been seeing Naira. Yeah, super chat, super sticker works in Nigeria. And people are just testing Mike, I believe. One of them, BSL. They have been using that platform to say, Maiyegun, well done. Maiyegun, well done. One of the super chats from Nigeria with your Naira is this. Please ask our people to go watch Journey of an African Colony documentary. People will understand the ongoing system. We are still in a circle. Even from the ancient times, it's deeper than we think. You see that my friends from Nigeria are not just watching or proving you wrong, that those who should be watching Maiyegun's Diary Politico are in Nigeria. Now only the diasporans they watch. This is YouTube. We have my friends on Facebook. We are everywhere. So I hope that changed your mind. I mean, you'll soon start seeing all the 400 naira, 200 naira. They are testing Mike. So if you check out one day and you see 1 million, no screamo. They are just telling you that, sure, Maiyegun has friends who have time and they have data. They have everything to sit back and listen to Maiyegun at every available time. BSL Gems, thank you for that. I've been waiting for a time to say that. So thank you. Now, here we are. Okay. The people who pushed us to this level, they have already rigged 2023 elections. Okay. I know some people are telling you, this is more serious now. It's more serious. If all of us can come together. I don't know many of you have listened to so many people saying that to you. I'm not going to say that to you. Look at me very well. I won't, because I'll be lying to you. It will just be like me saying, oh boy, it's true. Because normally it is possible, but not under these current circumstances. And I'll tell you why. I get that. I'm with you. My brother, we just mentioned that Kehinde, and the rest of you who believe that we should always cut the video to size. Of course, we're doing that. If you go on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, there are a few sound bites, short videos. There are even like a phone calls. For example, if you call in onto the program, right, and that makes the program about 2 hours or more long. So my team always cut them into size. You can watch anytime. Okay, yeah, I understand that. Thank you. Again, I have Matt. Thank you, Matt, for your super sticker. Thanks. And I have my guys from Nigeria who are still testing mic. They call it a low testing and testing. I love that. Showing and they say, Maiyegun, we are here. So KLs, did I pronounce that right? KLs, thank you, Baba, for your super sticker. 2,000 naira. I've got friends everywhere. And thank you. By the way, remember, you can become a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico on YouTube. If you are the type who don't really like all these adverts showing up on the recorded videos and all of that, remember, you can become a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico and you will never have to watch adverts on your own videos, okay? But take a look. Temiloluwa just became a member, a gold member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico. I think that's £4.99 if you take that a month. I've got friends who actually pay to watch Maiyegun, by the way, and I'm so grateful to every one of you. Thank you. That keeps me going. Let's continue. So those who brought us here, they are not those who are going to take us out of here. And that include those who are telling you right now that it is this it is the turn of the South to produce the next president. That sounds good, but there is no way you will be able to do that. And I'll tell you, it's rigged, okay? There, you see, they have room for underage voters in northern Nigeria, okay? And it is like culture, it is normal. And they also have those who always like ensure that, you see that million. And since they are in control of your INEC, so they put together policy that will make you think, especially those of you who love to speak grammar from the South, oh, we just need to register. We just need to get more people to register. If you register 20 million people, they will register 60 million. You don't need to see them, but you will see the results. Even if they bomb northern Nigeria everywhere, make everybody they live inside the Emir's palace, and nobody in their villages, communities anymore. If you register 30 million people in the southern Nigeria, they will register 90 million. And if you vote, all of you for South, including the children, everybody, 30 million votes voted for somebody. And your friends from the middle belt, everybody, 50 million votes. With the level they have pushed everybody into now, they know that they are toast. When Oyibo tell you, say you are toast, it means that your days are numbered and you can't escape it. Now, at that point, you can become paranoid. What if I don't have this power anymore? What if this don't happen anymore? Are we just going to just leave it? No. We cannot just leave it. Let us see what we can do. That state of paranoia is where they are now. They are paranoid. And that is why they don't feel like they should leave the power. And they're going to make a lot of mistake. But if you are believing that election will send them away, okay, be my guest. Be my guest, because all I pray for is for you to have a long life. I mean, live long enough beyond 2023, so that at least you can add that experience as part of your life experience. And at least they say life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. So you were supposed to know who is eligible to vote and where. Half of the northern Nigeria, as you are watching this video right now, half of them, they are in control of different terrorist groups. Recently, ISWAP, ISIS, Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists, and the rest of Boko Haram family members from Niger, they formed a coalition government. They did the election inside Borno, which is the capital of the caliphate for now. And they elected people and even appointed judges, including mobile court judges. They celebrated. That's to tell you that half of the northern Nigeria, some of their communities, people know they did there again. Those areas where people are still staying, they are paying taxes to different terrorist groups in different communities, from Zamfara to Yobe, from Yobe to Gombe, from Gombe to Adamawa, from Adamawa to Sokoto, from Sokoto to Kano. Communities, oh. But when election come, on paper, all of these areas are collecting allocation as local government areas, but people know they are not even under Nigeria anymore. On the day of election, you will receive millions and millions and millions of votes from all these places, whether na ghost or whether na anything, or na stone or na sand, it doesn't matter. And this is what these people want to leverage on. Normally, they say you can't become president of Nigeria without winning from the 2/3 of the whole country or region. It go shock you. Buhari has been shocking many of you, but some of you, you get a shock absorber, shock proof, whereby nothing they too shock you. When you hear, hey, Buhari again, you'll be waiting for the next one. But you see that next one that some of you are waiting for is that you are buying time. You are like, I know everybody, I know, okay, I understand. But you know what? We all know that Buhari will soon go. By the time you realize that Buhari will not go. No, it's not going. Everything Buhari has implanted is meant to last for the next 100 years. And that plan involves you remaining this way or even worse in that period. It's now up to you. If you want to continue to think Buhari will go, or you want to wait until when Buhari proves to you that it's not going anywhere, then you will now join us. That's why I said I don't fight anybody. That me and you never agree now doesn't mean that we won't agree. But they've rigged it. They are the ones who are going to release your voter's card. They are the ones who are going to tell you who is registered to vote, who is not registered. They are the ones who are going to tell you when you finally vote. They are the ones who are going to tell you which vote is legal or not. They said register everybody electronically so that we can know who is registered where and where. If they do that, all of you will know that. You see that 15 million, 20 million registered voter from the north they always brag about. Well, they don't reach 4 million. They do not reach 4 million. You saw this 1.8 million from 2 million votes from, you can call it a million from here and there. By the time you do true census, let's start with that. If somebody do the real census to count human beings where they are living, you will realize that more than 60% of areas that are collecting allocations from Nigeria that these lunatics are collecting money from Nigeria for, they don't even exist anymore. Some of them are already part of the ISWAP Republic, the UR. They are already part of the Uranian or Uranian or Uranium or Uranus. They don't exist. But they will have to continue to brandish the figure as long as they control the INEC. Even if they put a Yoruba man there, even if they put an Igbo man there, if they realize that he won't try to be smarter or too smart, you know what they do now? They will sack him. If he's too stubborn, they will arrest him or her. They will disgrace him, use their media and the rest of that. So they've rigged it. And a very recent example is, you know, Loretta Onoche. Loretta. The same Loretta. They have appointed her to be INEC commissioner. There are many, many others appointed to be INEC commissioners. So their jobs is just to be the ones to send those who are going to monitor your elections to your different polling units. Whether you are going to get election material, whether your election material are going to be burned, but results will be announced. They are those ones. They are stocking them everywhere. They decide. You can register, mobilize, and vote. They are the ones who decide who win. And if they declare somebody else winner, they will tell you to go to courts. And if you go to courts, you will meet Tanko technicality, the Babalawo Ife, that will tell you that for technical reason, they cannot cancel the election for national security reason. Do you see the steps? And if you can't say because millions of people voted for you, you are going to fight it, we are going to protest, they will shoot you. They will kill you. They will kill those who are going to bring out by the military that they have, that you are paying to protect you. Now, that's the sequence. Then you will be back to square one. Maybe some of you will now have to join us. Be like saying, Biafra and go solve more. Be like saying, everybody just find a way. May we just go to do our Republico. That's why I said I'm not in a hurry. You can take your time. Somebody who have rigged the election that they are making you think you can change. Come on, man. Except if you have that luxury of time. Thank you so much, Freedom Onyekachi. I told you. Please, Maiyegun, don't change from the message. Because forward ever, backward never. We will never change from the message. All right. Injustice is actually the bedrock of why everybody wants to opt out. I have KLs again. Whether now mic testing or playing my part as a fan, this is my super chat debut. So I go descend. Hopefully, I go do 1 million one day. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much, Baba. And yes, amen to that. Thank you so much. I have another person who just became a member too. Blue Kiwi. Thank you. So Onoche is made or appointed to be a commissioner because they are very sure that if you put it to a vote, those who know why Onoche was appointed, they will vote to pass her. Now, it's a two-trap. Shebi the Igbos are saying they are marginalized. Buhari, who is not smart, and those of them who are putting all this nonsense up, putting up a member of APC, somebody who is a media special advisor to Buhari on Twitter matter, Onoche, appointed to be a INEC commissioner, somebody who is going to oversee your 2023 election. So Onoche now went to the National Assembly and publicly, after swearing to an oath, Onoche lied and said she stopped being a member of APC since 2019, which is not true. And I'm going to share that with you. So don't join them in thinking that once you mobilize, blah, 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 blah. The person that first outed her, that challenged her on that floor was the former governor of Bayelsa State. Watch this.
Chairman, ordinarily I would have loved to be speaking enthusiastically in support of this nominee. I would have loved to, for two reasons. Firstly, she's a woman, and for those of us, all of us who are in support of encouraging women, this would have been lovely. The second reason is that she's from my zone, and she's been nominated as a national commissioner representing my zone. But, Mr. Chairman and colleagues, there are some issues that are bothering all of us and so many people in the country, and she herself has alluded to them. So let me draw the nominee's attention, Mr. Chairman, to two of these. The first is with respect to your capacity to be impartial. And as you yourself have stated, you are aware of the concerns and objections raised, according to you, by people from across the political divide. And that is the situation. And I would like you also to draw your attention to you talked about the law and Madam due process, and you would like to follow the Constitution and the law. The Constitution requires that for this type of nomination, if Mr. President were nominating you to be a member of his cabinet or any other executive position, no concerns. But for this kind of position, the Constitution and the laws of this country require that you do not belong to any political party. You have answered that, or you will answer that later. But beyond...
Yeah, that's just, there's more. But somebody said there's no sound. Please let me know. How is your sound? Somebody says there's no sound. Please let me know how is your sound before I continue, please. It is very good now, okay? So if your sound is still acting up, right, you can come out of the broadcast, come out of it, refresh your page, and go back in, okay? So I think we should be good. Great. Lawrence Ojo, thank you so much for your super chat, okay? Bros, I grew up in the North. All this you are saying is pure truth. I hope my people will wake up. Yoruba nation now. Absolutely. And there is no going back on that. Not anytime soon until that is achieved. So thank you so much. Now, Onoche responded. Please let me know if this sound comes out well so that I can know if I should just stop the video without having to waste your time, okay? But here is our response where she lied.
My name once again is Loretta Onoche. I was born in 1959, and although I was born in the North, where my parents and grandparents worked, at 4 years old, I was taken back to my area, that is by where my parents came from, Delta State, and that's where I had my primary and secondary school education. After this, after the secondary school education, I went on to train as a teacher, a secondary school teacher, majoring in business education. And then thereafter, I settled in Calabar with my family, where I produced 2 beautiful children.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And then, while in Calabar, I began to teach in an award-winning primary school, Auntie Margaret International School. And from there, I went to do my degree at the University of Calabar. Some years later, after my daughter, my first child, got admission to study at the Federal Government College Owerri. Some years after she's been there, there were issues with her in the school. So, and I thought these issues are not what I was ready to face. So I took my children and I left the country. And when I got to the United Kingdom, although I had become a head teacher in Calabar. I was the youngest head teacher in Calabar, and they used to call me Eaglet's headmistress. Although I was a head teacher, having arrived in the UK and teachers were in short demand, I had to retrain to continue teaching. That gave me the opportunity to volunteer in so many schools, primary schools, secondary schools, working with people with learning difficulties, working with the elderly, working with black, white. I had all those experiences. And 3 years on, after arriving in the UK, I qualified as a lecturer and a trainer for people with learning difficulties and disabilities. Now, this training made it possible for me to shun all form of vices because I became an advocate for people who are disadvantaged in life. And my nature being that I have no partisanship bone in my body, it was easy for me to adjust to this job. I took it on until a few years later when I resigned from lecturership in order to look after children who were taken into care or children who were at risk of being taken into care. These children have severe behavioral issues and we are bound either to the psychiatric hospital to end up in psychiatric hospitals or not, but that was the role I began to take. It was during taking this role, while taking this role and having won an award for it, I went to, I went for a meeting where we were asked to come to support the then candidate, the president of, the then candidate, Muhammadu Buhari. And then that's how we were all asked to come to work with him in Nigeria. And that's how I began to work with him. I have seen the petitions, against me. Oh, okay, not yet. I have seen some of the petitions written against me, but it's instructive to note that the petition has not come only from the side of PDP, but many vocal people that have been against my being here today are also in APC. And that says it all, because they know that I am not partisan, that for me it's about the truth, it's about the Constitution, and it's about the law. And that's where I always stand. So I keep saying that nobody has anything to fear with me getting this role, because I will be going to represent the people of the South, giving them, sitting in a position where I can ensure that the votes of the ordinary Niger Deltan count. It is irrespective of whether we are Christians or Muslims, whether we belong to one political party or the other. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm the Madam Due Process.
The LGBT woman, she said all the allegations against her were coming from PDP and all of that, which she said she's not part of APC. However, if you look at your screen, check where you are. I mean, an affidavit. Let me see if I can get that up enough to read. And if you look at number 3, Onoche was suing somebody just last month. Let me check. Yeah, just last month, 2021. She sued somebody and she said that I am also engaged in active politics and a member of the, what's that? Neighborhood Watch. And then there's a part where she said, let me see. I'm trying to force to read that out anyway. But however, give me a sec. Yeah. That the last part of that where she said, I am a member of the All Progressive Congress, blah, 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 blah. It's not so clear. So That's her saying somebody who probably just, she wanted to show power to, probably for saying something online that she's not pretty much comfortable with. She's going to be your in INEC. So the second reason why they chose her was that, well, the people of the South, or the people, I mean, the Igbo people might say they have been shortchanged. So if you reject her, we just bring another Suleiman Muhammad. Fill the place, Jare. Abi now, who really cares anyway? Salisu Muhammad will still do the job. Now complain, we go complain. We'll still rig it for you. But some are not really going to have to take any chances, especially when the Southern governor said they are banning open grazing and they are not going back. And they want the power in 2023. I will share this with you, share another one with you. This first one is the reminder. They are not just going to rely on INEC. They are not going to take chances. And this, watch.
State actors who should be the ones that will protect and advance the unity of this country and ensure that all the parts of this country will feel comfortable by whoever end of the day will emerge as the president of this country. But if you go the way you are going, and you have all the things listed in the communique or in their meeting, it seems to be a kind of ganging up against the North. When you look at the grazing, you look at the insecurity, you look at the issue of politics, 2023, how can we have elected officials, governors for that matter, coming out in this manner to emphasize things that divide us, not talking about things that unite the country? I mean, it beats my imagination. It is unfortunate that we don't have governors today coming together on issues of principle, that maybe that we are progressives or we want a progressive government in this country, or we belong to a particular ideological leaning and therefore we want to entrench that kind of politics in the country. But what we are hearing is that it's like these governors are not anything better than Igboho or Kanu or any person that is not elected to protect the nation. So I'm disappointed, really, to say the least, because by now, we shouldn't be talking about these dichotomies that have nothing to do with good governance. You know, you talk about North, you talk about religion, you talk about where you come from, and you are talking about fairness. I think we are getting it wrong. And the earlier these governors wake up to their responsibilities of ensuring that this country becomes stronger as one indissoluble, and one united country, the better for everybody. The way they are going will even kind of scare the North. And the North, don't forget that the North, in fact, controls, you know, the largest chunk of the vote that you want to use to become the president of this country. Except if they are talking about president of Southern Nigeria, not the president of Nigeria. You must act in a way that somebody can entrust his future, his affairs in your hands. But the way
I think the South entrusted the North with our affairs. Where did that leave us? Our people are now refugees in Benin Republic. But did you see how tensed it was? Even those ones that call themselves a Northern Elders Forum, blah, 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 nonsense, they too, when they heard about the Ruga banning of open grazing and the rest of that, 2023, they are scared too. This guy from Mauritius is a Nigerian, no? Is a Northern elder statesman. His own reaction is a bit funnier, maybe not to you, but watch.
If it is that significant that Nigerians must live under presidencies that are determined by ethnicity, region, and not on the basis of competence and acceptability, certainly Nigerians can look at it, decide whether it is something that should be in the constitution. Let me just remind you, unfortunately, the party that spearheaded this rotational presidency subverted this thing on so many occasions themselves, the PDP. They run up to 2014, 2015 elections. PDP lost a lot of ground over arguments over whether the presidency, President Jonathan can run or not on the basis of an agreement. They've torn it to shreds, politicians. And now we have a situation where people are saying, bring this presidency here in a manner that gets the other side of the country to dig in and say, no, listen, we have a right to vote for any candidate we want. If a political party feels a northerner, you cannot tell us not to vote for him. You cannot tell all parties to field southern candidates because governors sit for 4 or 5 hours in 5 hours meeting and then say, bring the presidency here. You are creating an ethnic president, a regional president. And other Nigerians have a right to say, we want to see what is the value in this rotational presidency for us.
The fear. I told you. This one said Biafran should go, they should let Biafran grow, let's have a referendum, blah, blah, blah. It's all loriro. Lies. But the moment they heard that southern governors meet, did you hear what he said? It's not a meeting that some governors will meet for 5 hours and they will just, we need to be very sure of who are going to entrust our future. All of them, we entrusted their future in the hand of Buhari. Where then they now? So, and he's very right, oh. By the way, let me tell you something, oh. He's very right when he said, you cannot tell them who to vote for. Now, dear, unamumu go do. Are you with me? Now, from that time, some of you, now that moment your mumu go make sense. Say, hey, my mumu don't do. It is true you can't tell them who to vote for. There is no bargain for them to say they have to vote for a southerner. They can decide, and that's what they will do. It's been a democracy. All of us, you go and vote. Some people will collect billions. Some people will become billionaires, and they will sell off the vote in their state. Like Loretta Onochi and the rest of them. You will win governor, win everything, but they will tell you, say, now them win your state. Even if nobody voted for them. Are you with me? Even if nobody voted for them. I'm going to share this with you. A quick one too. Then I will be back. This one is from the people who came out. In fact, I'll share this with you. The security for guys who are fighting because of money, Zulu money. Then I'll continue. A minute.
We came here to brief the Senate President and other members of the Northeast in this National Assembly with a view to fast-tracking matters that are affecting the entire Northeast region as regards development.
And insecurity.
Of course.
What is the stand of the Northeast governor on the Electoral Act amendment bill that is about to be passed?
Well, we are yet to decide on this, but most importantly, we have our representation at National Assembly. And then I think since we have our representations, whatever they have decided is good to us, for us.
Because the PDP senators and Southern senators yesterday...
What I'm saying now is that the Northeast is well represented at the National Assembly. And their voice is our own voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Burúkú wọ́n ti là mọ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ti là ọ̀bọ̀ tó gbówó tó fún lówó yẹn wọ́n ti là mọ́lẹ̀.
Owó ti dàrú.
Owó mọ̀ yẹn máa dàrú. Ó yẹ kó fún owó yẹn ni. Kọ́ tó yẹ kó ṣe gangan nìyẹn. Ayọ̀ ti lọ ṣà. Ayọ̀ ti lọ ṣà. Nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣe nìyẹn. Sori ó dẹ̀ ti sá lọ, bọ̀bọ́ yẹn ti fún ilé tó fẹ́ fún ó ti sá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Policemen, no. Politicians gave them money. That's them fighting. Someone just flung the whole thing. So they are talking about competence and the rest of that when the South says, well, you should come back to the South. I've told you, one of the reasons why they don't think they should return the power to the South in 2023 is the fact that Shea Jonathan no breach him. No be Jonathan, who's supposed not to do anything after Yaradua died, just walk back to 2OK and give them the power back. And they just continue with their rights, okay? Since Jonathan broke that record, now they can vote for anybody they want. All they have to do is just give some billions to some of your uncles, aunties that are currently motivational speakers about 2023. Just give them some billions and all of that, and they will deliver. No be una. This one that's a 500 naira, 1,000 naira are really, really golden tickets on how to get any Nigerian that is a Nigerian to your side. So election is not the answer. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Alenora is on with me tonight. Thank you, my dear sister, for that. And yes, I'll read this because I'm going to be rounding up now to give you the announcement, the beautiful part of this broadcast today. Very important information to share for those who need them. Alenora, mobilizing people to vote for 2023 is empowering, stroking and legitimizing their election rigging, validating it. Exactly. Please don't fall a victim to their gimmicks. Southern unity now. Listen, that is the pure truth. Some of you would like to find out. Okay? Then, once you validate it, you are part of it. You will think if they try to rig you. Some people are telling you that when you are many, nobody can rig. You have no clue. There are some regions in Lagos State, some part of Lagos State that are populated by non-Yoruba speaking, well, non-Yorubas, but they are speaking Yorubas. And I actually would love to call some of them Yorubas because some of them were actually born in Yoruba land. But when you go to some part of Lagos State where people are not, the indigenous Yorubas in that part, yeah, where they actually have economic, numerical, and so many other strengths to move any political force. In 2019 elections, we saw how those organized thugs burnt down ballot papers right before our eyes. You have videos, you have everything. The people, did they not declare results? They did not declare winners, despite the fact that you saw that. Those are places where people could mobilize. But when the fight started, yes, one of those criminals were killed. One of them was killed, right? But that did not stop the rigging. That did not stop those who tried to stop you from voting. They still succeeded. But the election umpire still announced results. So you can wait to find out. 2023 is not far. May you get a long life. But there are many of us who are never going to waste our time for that. So Alenora, thanks for bringing that forth through your super chat, okay? So those who in fact, I think I've got one more things to share. This is part of my announcement. So the good news is this. Yes, the Buhari's government is doing everything possible to continue to undermine human rights freedom. But they are losing a lot. They are losing a lot of ground as well. But we will force them to continue to make mistakes. The idea of old that once you arrest somebody, other people will just have to run away or run for cover, arrest some, bribe some, jail some, kill some, and the rest of that. That won't stop an idea like that of Biafra. It won't. That of you criminalizing Sunday Igboho or trying to compare them with your terrorist brothers that you are giving amnesty to, the ones you are paying Nigeria money to, giving Nigerian ammunition to commit different genocide all over Nigeria, while you hide behind that fake power called the federal power. Okay? So we won't let you criminalize them. Continue the persecution for your time or your days are numbered already. So the good announcement is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is pretty much like what Yoruba would call a gungun, a sort of a broken bone, right? That if you tie a bone to the neck of a dog, that bone, no matter how much dog loves bone, will never ever find it easy to eat that bone tied to his neck. And same thing with when you have this bone, the fish bone stuck into your throat, right? Trust me, you won't want to force it out. You have to what? You have to take a cool time, because you won't get peace. You won't have a peace of mind, and nothing will stop you from sweating, even if you are living inside the freezer. That is who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become. He is a magnet. He has attracted so many interest groups that are ready to even do worse damages to what Buhari has done, or to what Buhari has brought upon Nigeria. He is bringing more. Buhari is a terrorist. Buhari is a dictator that will continue to give. Now, arresting Nnamdi Kanu won't change that. And you thinking Buhari is speaking in the language that innocent people understand, you are not spared, though. Okay? Even though Buhari is doing everything and his gang to make you become somebody who is pretty much like those they call the ordinary Nigerians, those who are just statistics. You see, those who are standing up, they are standing up to be counted. The number is probably growing now, yeah? But once you help Buhari to exterminate them, you are possibly dragging yourself to further nothingness, because in Buhari's Nigeria, there is no place for you, even if you are a Fulani man. That's just one there. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has ordered. And from what we have heard, he sent his anointing on my brother, Mazi Simon Ekpa, okay? So many of you are already Simon Ekpa's friend. Well, just be glad that all you have done, all the support you have given to the guy so far, has made him a worthy, not a successor. I don't think a successor yet, but it will be a worthy successor to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you know, I don't think anyone can actually step into his shoes. If you ask me, I don't think. Everybody will have to choose his own path differently. He is a pathfinder, and he seems to have found one now. And Ekpa seems to fit in on that assignment. So to all of you who have been there for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I think the directorate that gave him that clearance just want to make sure that those who thought by striking the shepherd, the flock will scatter. The flock won't scatter. They will what? They are gathering and increasing. So that's an announcement you should know. There are others who also said, where are those Yorubas and the Yoruba agitators who said they were with Sunday Igboho, with the young people? We are peaceful people. We are not war mongers. The Fulani brought terrorism to our border, brought terrorism to our homes, killed our people, raped our women, destroyed our farms, destroyed our economic power and the rest of that. And we are fighting back to defend ourselves. And the Fulani jihadist government in Nigeria is labeling us as terrorists, therefore treating us, and they even killed us for trying to defend ourselves. We know they are bloodthirsty, and we know that until they pushed us beyond where they can actually manage it, they won't stop. We have some courageous brothers who came out to meet the Olubadan of Ibadan to tell them, all of you begging these people, massaging ego of Buhari, go necessary, in all sincerity. How many of you will still be able to pander to Buhari in another 2 years? That's why we are saying, do the right thing now. Sunday Igboho is not a criminal, and there is no sentiment about it. If all of you are begging Buhari, you are only begging Buhari for your own attention. Stop begging Buhari. Rally around there, Sunday Igboho, and defend Yoruba land. That's what we want. So the young people who went to Olubadan's house and the Olubadan's palace, thank you. We saw your video. This is a part.
àwọn wá kamọ́lé lóòrù láago kan òun wá jà ní wá jìnnà wọ́n wá pààyàn. báyìí ṣé tí wọ́n sọ fún wa ni pé àwọn táwa bèrè ẹ̀yìn bàbá wa ni pé ọba ba lórí nǹkan ǹjẹ́ yẹ kẹ́nìkan wọlé kẹ́yìn ọba mọ́mọ́ tó rẹ̀ lẹ́rìí. kí ló fi jẹ́ ìdáwọ́ tẹ̀sí fún di eléyìí afẹ́tẹ̀ ni bàbá wa kò sábà ní ìdáhùn lọ tá a bá kú á gbogbo ọba alẹ́ Yorùbá pátá lábẹ́rẹ́ wọn nítorí pé àwọn akọ ẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́ nítorí pé ẹ̀yìn lẹ́ súnmọ́ wa nítorí pé kí sọ́kè ọba dìbò olùsọ̀gbẹ̀ wọn àtẹ́sí náà kí ni afẹ́tẹ̀ bá wa sọ fún ìjọba wípé láàrin tó méje tí wọ́n sí ohun wọn padà. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe mọ̀ yí pé ẹ̀bá ní ẹ̀bá orí gbogbo nǹkan ni. Ẹ̀yin ni bàbá tiwa, àwọn ọmọ gómìnà tuntun, àwọn ọmọ ààrẹ tuntun. Ṣùgbọ́n ìjẹ́ ẹ̀jú ọba tẹ́ ẹ̀ka lára lórí. Ẹ̀yin ni àwọn mọ̀, a sì nígbàgbọ́ wípé ẹ̀bá aláṣẹ nìyí, àṣẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ nìyí. Torí ẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ wá kó ọ̀rọ̀ síwájú yìí nítorí wípé wọ́n ti sọ ọmọ Yorùbá, wọ́n ti sọ wá di ẹrú. Ọmọ aládé ni wá, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ bàbá wa tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ọba, gbogbo orí náà lẹ mọ̀. Tí a bá ń sọ, tá a bá ń kà ní méjì mẹ́ta.
Thank you very much. So àríṣẹ́ yín ẹ ṣé lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ máa ràn yín ṣe o. In any if any of you, if you are watching, thank you for those who made that up. You see, what they were saying there is to tell them that Oloye Sunday Igboho is not a criminal. He's not a wanted person. He has committed no crime. They killed people. They insulted us. They invaded his home in the middle of the night when he did nothing wrong, right? So it cannot be classified as a criminal. It cannot be declared wanted by Nigeria, and the royal fathers, the traditional rulers, are keeping quiet. Now they have given Nigeria 7 days. Number one, to withdraw the wanted name, or Buhari declaring Sunday Igboho wanted. That must stop, and nobody should beg him to do that. Because some of you are still going to be declared wanted anyway. TJ, Maiyegun, 2 things define a man. Patience when he has nothing, and his attitude when he has everything. May those foolish, senseless, and hopeless leaders live long and see the birth of a new nations and more nations. Thank you, TJ. The stubbornness of a fly and the greed of a fly makes it enter grave with a corpse. They say when they say a greedy fly, they follow dead body enter grave. And as they are greed about the feeding bottle they have on Nigeria is what is making them think nothing they happen, make them react or not react. How many people will feel comfortable to continue to live in a country where while you are driving in the city, you have to deal with this? How many people do you really think, or how long do you think you can take something like this before you realize that Nigeria is not for you?
It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. Traffic with cars and cows on Lagos about the expressway. This is crazy. God, what was this thing? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The car is reversing. God damn it. See, the cows are struggling to make. Can you? See, just look at that. Look at that shit. The guy is looking for a way to pass. Look at. God damn it. Guy, traffic cash cow. Do us this thing for Jesus Christ's sake. Hi.
Somebody so frustrated, and for that minute, everything is being probably worried about, getting stuck in a traffic that nobody can define. Then boom, cows. What? Cows in traffic? How? Yes. That's the Cow Republic of Nigeria. Okay. And it's unfortunate. You can't talk about it. They say you have to live with it. The governor said they ban open grazing. The northern leader said it is a plan and a gang against the north. Therefore, they don't think they are going to feel safe to hand over power to a southerner in 2023. And some of you are thinking Maiyegun is a problem, a troublemaker, blah, 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 blah. I can go on and on and on. I can. And it is sad that those who feel like asking for the conversation to discuss how to part ways is asking for too much. Wait, they will push you to that level. And as Yorubas, on the other parts of the good news, our people are doing what they can in Nigeria, in Oduduwa land. They have saboteurs everywhere. Adeyinka Grandiot seems to have started finding his voice again. He's back on social media. And you know that the only way he will probably make a broadcast, and then when he ends it, he goes to bed and feel like I have done something so great tonight. How? Why? I exposed the Igbos. I expressed my hatred for them so that my other people can join me to hate them for all our problems and the rest of that. While he also used that method to also tell you that President Tifnumbu, they said they have even printed flyers, what we want from President Tifnumbu. So as some people are saying, the people who brought us to this level must never be part of those that will take us out. Adeyinka Grandiot and his own gang of all these online alimajiri, Facebook adsmen, and social media bandits working for the Fulanis in Yoruba land. He has friends that they are watching me. They don't like me. I don't like them too, because sometimes you probably have to take yourself out of that trance before you can begin to feel normal. You can't be somebody who thinks like Inka with so much hate, right? Towards people who have no idea who is signing your budget, who is writing law in Yoruba land, who are those executing budgets in Yoruba land, who are the contractors in Yoruba land, who are those collecting Yoruba taxes, who are those who fail to tell the Fulanis that the Yorubas are suffering, yet they are in position. They are the people he is in bed with. And the only way to make himself relevant is for him to wake up and blame the Igbos. The Igbos in 1960, the Igbos in 1965, they did something in 1969, they did something under Jonathan, and this is 2021. 6 years. Tifnumbu, the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, the Jaga criminal, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn gbéwìrì, for 6 years in bed inside the house of Buhari. He couldn't stand up and say to Buhari that he's a Yoruba man. Talk less of saying he's a Yoruba leader, then burn him. But yeah, what they want from President Tifnumbu, and because of that, every other person in Yoruba land is a PDP. That's some delusion. And like I said, they don't like me, but they love watching me, and then they can abuse me. I like that too. And then when I see them, I yank them off, because you know what? Once they say something, they will screenshot it. They'll go and show it to Grandiot himself, and they'll say, "Well done, oh yeah, fire," and all that. So we have saboteurs in Yoruba land. They are young people too. They are shouting Oduduwa Republic, but for who? For the Gbewiri landlord of Lagos State. Okay, so it's easier. Let us blame the Igbos. Why the roads in Lagos State are bad. Let us blame the Igbos. Why Alpha Beta is collecting taxes for Lagos State, despite the fact that Lagos has Lagos Inland Revenue Service that should be collecting the taxes. They have Ministry of finance that should be overseeing all the finances of Lagos State. But who is collecting the taxes? Who is the biggest landlord in Lagos? Who are those who write your budget every year in Lagos State? Who are those who execute your budget in Lagos State? Who are those who have been ruling Yoruba land in the last 21 years? Who are those who have been making laws for Yoruba people in the last 21 years? Who are those representing Yorubas in Abuja in the last 21 years? Were they Igbos? Right? Okay, yeah. So, but when the hospital is not working, let's blame the Igbos. When the markets, where the are touts who are driving expensive jeeps, expensive automobiles that they don't work for, things they got through extortion, they don't work. What they do is the owoda here and there. Now, the people who have no job, no training, no skill, who are making money from the markets that they never intend to keep or make better, right? When the whole market becomes what it is, and you know that it's just an extortion capital of Yoruba land, Lagos State, right? Then we can go ahead and blame the Igbos why the schools are not built, why education is so terrible in the Yoruba land. Let's blame the Igbos. They want to own everywhere. Let's blame them for giving so much money to our brothers and sisters from Yoruba, across Yoruba land, who are not just ready to sell the land to anybody. They are ready to sell the dead body of their parent buried on the land just to get some money, marry new wives, build some houses that they can begin to party, things they cannot manage. Let us blame the Igbos. That is the word Adeyinka Grandiot comes from. It is not in any way for Yoruba land or for Oduduwa Republic. Is pretty much into this for his psychological management. You get what I mean now? It needed something. He needed a world, create a world that he and his gang lives in. And you see me talking like this now, in their world, I am not a Yoruba man. Why can you be talking like that? You are a friend with the Igbos. Can you say you are a Yoruba man? You are enemy of Yoruba. I am enemy of Yoruba now because I don't like Tifnumbu. So do you know how many of you are now going to be enemies of Yoruba because you don't like Tifnumbu? That is a word of lunacy that they have created. I'm not going to hate anybody. I don't hate anybody, okay? And on this program, you know why I have even the Fulanis, the Hausas, the Northerners. Some of them are my friends on this platform. They will say, I just don't like to comment on your program, Maiyegun. I feel so bad, but I never miss watching you. I have friends all over the place because I carry no hate. It only gets you an attention. It doesn't take you anywhere. But we do have those who have put their lives on the line, who have sacrificed everything, who have proved to us that they can be counted on. That when they say Yoruba nation now, they mean what they are saying. What they need is just the support. Give it to them unconditionally. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time tonight. I know, sir, I go to Sunday read a lot of stuff everywhere, but it's part of the whole thing, okay? All we are saying is that Tifnumbu is not Yoruba leader. Let everybody know that. And if your psychotic problem tells you that he is, of course, he is. Live in that world. Enjoy it. Love your brothers like yourself, okay? The Southern coalition, the enlightenment that makes us know that, yes, we're not going to say the Biafrans should give up Biafra. The Yorubas should give up Yoruba. We're not asking for the Southern country. But guess what? If the South can find a common ground in a very big form, everybody's concern, everybody's wish, every region and every nationality's dream of what they want to be will be acknowledged in what I call the coalition for the future. So I just made that up. Well, you just make of whatever you can make of it. What I'm trying to say in essence is that as the Biafrans, as the Oduduwans, as the Kwarara fans, as the Niger Deltans, listen, whatever you want. When you come together collectively, like we just saw the political class, the governors, it will send a better signal, not just to those Northerners. It will send similar, bigger, message to those Southern slave representatives, I'll say. So you can let everybody know that we are charting a new course. I'm not saying it's a course of a year, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may even be something that I'm not going to live to witness. But guess what? Being part of those who are going to pioneer and educate and enlighten people that it is doable, it is possible, is enough. My name will be there in that history. Be part of that too, okay? Don't sabotage your region simply because you disagree with other people. Because you know what? In what we have now, in northern Nigeria, we are all considered as an infidel. Wherever we come up to say we agree on is against the North. Remember, we started from the restructuring. Then they said they won't do it. Now we are asking for the self-determination. They have brought out the guns. They haven't shot you yet. You are not asking for it, Abi. They will still shoot you. Because according to them, we are all in this. Now that unity or the coming together I talk about is for us to identify our differences, put them together and make all our weaknesses our strength. And we can only find that strength in togetherness. Unity, they call it. I don't like begging for unity. If I have to beg my brother from the East to please let's unite without you losing your focus, losing your dream, your mission, and your Biafra, without losing anything at all, but in unison, hand in hand, side by side, working together like a connected chain, that alone is the strength we need. Everything else, will meet us on the way. Let's start with that. And I'm so happy to be part of that. So thank you so much. I'm going to draw the curtains. I'm not going to take us tonight, but we will take us from tomorrow. And I've got some nice holidays booked for these coming days as well. So I'll have a lot of time on my hands. Thank you so much to every one of you who turned up. Thomas Sharif, God bless you for your super chat. Ashe Juni Airfire, Nigeria Tiwa, okay. Welcome to Cow Nation. Bless us. So thank you so much, everyone. And to my friends on YouTube, you know how we do it. You were once over 2,000 earlier. Only 700 of you could give me that thumb up. But yeah, we are rounding up now. This is the time you can actually go on my page, on my channel, YouTube, and subscribe. Yeah, so that you then set your notification on so that you won't miss anything. For those of you who are just joining me, don't worry. You can quickly just move the arrow backward, okay? And you can continue watching from where we started, all right? And yeah, share the broadcast. Join me later. I'm going to see you some other time. As it is now, those they are killing are innocent people. Buhari is bragging about it. Femi Adesina is bragging about it. We'll see how that lasts. There's no worse thing they've never said. So I'm not really much, but we will be documenting everything that they are doing today. Until I see you again, please stay safe and good night to all of you.
Oh, yeah, do I fall? Oh, Mary, Mama Baora, Ulapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Ulapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Ulapuri Mary Nandi, go on you do I walk. O Mary Wonizu, Ambiroya, Abakare, Mamanda Mora, Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's 1.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. Traffic with cars and cows on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. This is crazy. God, what was this thing? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The car is reversing. God damn it. Oh. See, the cows are struggling to make. Can you? See, just look at that. Look at that shit. The guy is looking for a way to pass. Look at. God damn it. Guy, traffic catch cow. Now who do us this thing for Jesus Christ's sake?